Now, I've debated destiny on the resurrection of Jesus before. You guys could see that. I think we've clipped it up. It's on No Jumper. This was very interesting, to say the least, okay? I think Sneeko was going to have him in like some sort of checkmate or something, and Destiny's response was spot on. Destiny was an atheist, but he's very close if you're just looking at it pragmatically. Now, again, he's an atheist, but listen to what he says when pressed on this.
Humans are always inclined to follow something. They need faith in something. Don't you think that LGBT and this whole, that craziness, that's become their faith and their religion? That's why they compare it to Islam?
If you were forced to choose a religion out of all of them, which one would you choose? I'm impartial. You can't ask.
That was Destiny reacting to a Sneeko clip. So Destiny says what we all already knew. This is fast.
They compare it to Islam?
If you were forced to choose a religion out of all of them, which one would you choose? I'm impartial. You can't ask me that fairly because I was raised Catholic, right? Personally, I'm impartial to Christianity. I think that Jesus embodies probably the best values in terms of like treating people selflessly, in terms of doing things for others, in terms of like defending your faith, but also like being sacrificial for other people. Like I just think Jesus strikes a really good balance of that. Old Testament, I don't know if you Jewish people.
So amazing. Jesus embodies all of that. Jesus has the best value system. Again, how many more atheists are going to come out and acknowledge this and acknowledge that they're building on the foundations that Jesus laid without believing in the Jesus that laid them? Fascinating.
The Old Testament, like we did, Old Testament is really brutal. That God seems.
So the Old Testament is a veiling of the New Testament. He's going to use profanity. The Old Testament is a veiling of the New Testament, right? There's multiple literary devices, there's history in there, there's poetry in there. It's not the same category as the New Testament because the majority of the New Testament are letters being written to churches and communities. Old Testament is documenting, it's poetry, it's allegory, right? History.
And then Islamic stuff just seems like it has a lot of potential problems too, where they all seem ass mad as. I feel like Christianity strikes a good balance, at least of the three Abrahamic religions, in terms of like being a selfless, compassionate, caring person. Christ is king.
All the things that lead to flourishing. And then he says Christ is king. I don't know if he said that ironically.
Religions, in terms of like being a selfless, compassionate, caring person. Christ is king.
I think he was reading the chat.
Why not Judaism? I don't know. That guy just seems really mean. There's like a whole book with like Job where Satan is like, I bet Job like won't be holy to you. And God's like, well, I'm going to torture this guy for like decades and see what happens. Or God is like, go stab your kid in the throat because I told you to.
Well, no. God allows Satan to attack Job. God does not do the torturing in Job. That is inaccurate. He allows Satan to do that. And it becomes a test. And
the guy's like, okay, I'll go do it. That's not Job. I don't remember the names. Or Moses. Moses spends, it's symbolic numbers. I don't know if you know this, but all the numbers in the Old Testament are symbolic. They're not real. So like when it says,
I don't know about that one, Des.
I think 40 is supposed to be a number. 3 is perfection. 40 is a number of like trials and suffering. I think 6 is evil. So like when somebody says somebody wandered the desert for 40 years, or when somebody says something like somebody like wept for 40 days, or it's because they're going through like a trial of some sort. Moses led his people out of Egypt through the Sinai Peninsula, through the desert for 40 years. And then he gets mad and he hits a rock twice and God keeps him out of Israel. That's brutal. That's brutal, man.
He definitely been watching Inspiring Philosophy.
Is that a commonly agreed on thing, that the numbers are metaphorical? It should be, unless Jewish people are.
I think some of them can be metaphorical, but I don't think all of them are metaphorical.
Are delusional. Wait, are there any Jew dudes in here? You must. In Christianity, we were taught to read those numbers as metaphorical. That's why like 666 is like 3 6s is like the perfect evil. What are the other numbers? 40 is trial and tribulation. 12 might also represent perfection or something. Because there were 12 apostles or something, I think.
12 tribes of Israel, 12 apostles. I'm not sure if it represents perfection, though, Destiny. It's okay, though. Destiny, you just need to come on the channel, brother.
Okay, but I'm pretty sure the numbers are all supposed to be like symbolic. It's called gematria. I had a friend tell me that's like Nazi. I don't know how true that is or not, but maybe. Pretty sure God got mad at Moses for saying that it was him, Moses, that summoned the water from the rocks and not God. So God took away the power for not praising him. Is that true? I thought that the issue was that, I'm almost positive that's not true. I'm pretty sure that God told Moses that if he prayed to the rock bullshit, that the rock would produce water, or mana is what they called it.
Someone said Destiny been watching Wise Disciple.
I guess. But Moses got impatient and he hit the rock instead. And then after he hit the rock, it was his impatience and his lack of faith that God punished him for.
You know they debated. Inspiring Philosophy and Destiny debated years ago. It was a bloodbath, I'm going to be honest with you. That was because Destiny doesn't know how to go and debate someone that's not a fundamentalist. So when he's debating someone that's like can concede certain points and isn't approaching the Bible from this hyper literal standpoint, he just kind of folds. That's our interactions was like that.
That's what I thought it was. Maybe the other thing happened too. I don't remember. That's the guy you gave the 10 Commandments to. Damn.
Okay. So anyway, that was sent to me. I wanted to point it out. I thought it was amazing. He had this entire situation and was super duper confused about the very thing that we all know about. And I'm glad that he acknowledged it, though. It's super refreshing to see someone come in and just say, yeah, I think Christianity is the best choice. We see, according to the Bible, that prayer is extremely important in terms of us being transformed from the inside out when we get aligned with God's will. For the Christians watching this channel, I want you guys to implement these spiritual disciplines in your day-to-day life. And the only way I've been able to do this consistently is through writing down my prayers in a prayer journal that does a few things. One, it allows me to reflect and come to God humbly and ask him to move on my behalf. And two, it allows me to document my prayers, which ultimately help me remember the very things that I was praying for and see the hand of God tangibly in my life when he answers them. So I would urge you, consider writing down your prayers. It could be in a blank notebook. It could even be on your phone. Or you could check out the one I personally designed and used for my own quiet time and spiritual discipline that I think will be a huge blessing. It's the exact structure and system that I've used for years to pray and be more consistent in my spiritual disciplines. You can pick yours up today by clicking the link in the pinned comment below. All right, I'll see you over there. Peace.